I just bought a bag of Yoda. I'm going Mando. I just bought a bag of Yoda. I'm going Jedi. I just bought a bag of Yoda. I'm going Rebel. I just bought a...
Good morning, Rebel Gang. Oh man, I hope everybody had a really good 4th of July. Because I know I did. Yeah, man. 4th of July was crazy. Of course, it was a cheat day for me. Because every holiday is a cheat day for me. Just in case you were wondering. Oh, man. So, don't trip, like I said, about cheat days because, you know, when you're on this fitness journey, you can afford cheat days at least once a week. Even though I don't go once a week, I don't do cheat days once a week. I tend to go much longer than that. My cheat days are random. They're like whenever I feel like it, and it's not as much as once a week. It's like sometimes it could be once a month or once every couple months, or once a week. I skip a week and then the next week I'll bust another one. Like, it's no rhyme or reason for my cheat days, but it's never back to back. Like, I never have like 2 in the same week or something like that. And it's just because I choose to. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's because I like what I eat. Like I told you guys previously, like if you're on this fitness journey long enough, you're gonna most likely start to enjoy the foods that you eat, because the body is really resilient, the mind is really resilient. So you tend to think like the foods that you eat, and now whatever it may be, you think like, oh, this is I wouldn't be able to like operate without this type of food. I love it so much. Whether it's chicken wings, fries, burgers, fries, whether it's, I'm saying, like greasy foods like ribs and, I'm saying, fatty foods, super fatty foods, whatever type of food you like to eat at the moment right now that you think you can't live without, or that life will be so, depressing and not enjoyable without these foods, you will be amazed at how you will see it later on if you were to transition to a much cleaner diet. You know what I'm saying? Not hating on those type of foods or whatnot. Obviously, if that's what your diet consists of, and you abuse those foods consistently, then yes, it'll have like adverse effects. It'll have, it'll catch up with you later in life. But that you don't have to eat that way to enjoy life or enjoy the foods that you eat. Like, contrary to what you may believe, I used to feel that way before I started the fitness journey. I was like bummed out that I had to, quit those foods and take a step back. I was bummed out. I was like, yeah, man, I want to eat like, but then I transitioned on over to cleaner foods like, Mediterranean Greek diets, or I'll just go to Latin spots and, I'll order like the chicken breast, lean chicken breasts, rice, beans, and vegetables. I never used to have a lot of vegetables in my diet before I transitioned. I didn't have a lot of fiber in my diet. So, I used to think like, oh man, these foods are gonna, it's gonna make me feel like blah, like I'm not gonna enjoy dinner tonight. I love it now. I love it. So, at the end of the day, I don't have as many cheat days as other people, or I don't like desire them, so to speak. Like, oh, I gotta have this cheat day, or I'm my life is, I can't wait. It ain't like that for me. So I have cheat days randomly, like far out and in between, by choice. But if you're on this journey, you don't have to do that. You can have a cheat day once a week, as long as you stay active in the gym, you know, 4 to 5 days a week. You staying consistent with what you eat, your diet, your clean diet throughout the week. You can throw a cheat day on top of that once a week, and it won't change nothing about your physique at all. It'll probably make you feel guilty mentally, but it won't change nothing about your physique at all. So I definitely have a cheat day every holiday for the most part. You know what I'm saying? I go and see the family, and you know, the family ain't on this fitness journey like I am. So obviously when they cook it up, it's going to be, you know, it's going to be like, it's for the most part, it's going to be like, you know, greasy. We gonna really, it's going to be like ribs, barbecue chicken, you know, anything you can freaking think of, bro. You know what I'm saying? Ribs, barbecue chicken, mac and cheese, super fatty, you know what I'm saying? What did I eat? What did I eat this weekend? I had me some ribs. I had mac and cheese. I had baked beans. And I had a slice of cake. Like a nice big slice of chocolate cake. And I had some Jack Daniels. So, you know, on holidays I'll drink a little, you know what I mean? Which isn't, you know, it's not a bad thing either. Like, as long as you're not doing it like very consistently, bro, you can drink too, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of fitness gurus, you know, they'll tell you otherwise. You got some hardcore people out there, and I respect, you know, I respect the way they give it up at the end of the day, because like the saying goes, there's 1,000 ways to skin a cat, and I really don't know what that means. I don't know why the cat's involved, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I know that it just means there's a bunch of different ways you can do things, bro, and still yield the results that you want. So if you go on a different person's fitness channel, they're going to tell you, no, you should never drink alcohol ever. It's an ab killer. You know, your body, it doesn't recover well with alcohol. It's poison. You know, these things are true, but it's all about moderation. You could still have a fit body, nice abs like me, and a whole 9, and be a social drinker, or, you know, drink on the holidays with the family and not feel so guilty about it, and have cheat days here and there and not feel guilty about it. So, you know, all of that took place this weekend for the 4th of July, and you know, it's super easy to bounce back from those festivities, super easy. And I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all like my formula of how I like to do it. At the end of the day, you don't even have to do this, to be honest, because your consistency throughout the year on a day-to-day basis, if you're really in this gym and if you're really eating cleaner, it's already gonna combat, you know, this is already gonna have it under control for you when that holiday does occur. But me, I always like to take it a step further, because really it's all about feeling good in that mental for me. You know, I don't like feeling guilty or feeling like, oh, I could have did more. That's just me. So I like to offset things in a way that's like a little overkillish, but at the end of the day, it makes me feel better when I'm going into those types of festivities where I know I'm gonna eat like 2 plates of like some wild stuff that I don't normally eat, and then have some alcohol too for the holidays. You know what I'm saying? So on the 4th of July, well, the day before 4th of July is where my prepping begins. The day before the 4th of July. So the 4th of July was on Saturday. So Friday. So on Friday, what I did was, and I did this back to back, actually. I did this back to back. But you only need to do this one day. So remember that, because I'm about to tell you what I did, but you only need to do this one day, not back to back. So Friday, what I did was, all right, I woke up. First of all, I always eat early. Always. So my dinner, I usually eat around 3 p.m. No later than 4 p.m. because I go to bed at 6 to 7 p.m. So everyone, I know I'm like the 1%. Not a lot of people can go to bed that early. They got a lot more going on in their life. You know, as far as like responsibilities, maybe kids, you know, family, the whole nine. So I eat a few hours before bed. Whether you have all those things going on in your life or not, you should still try to eat a few hours before bed. You don't want to eat right before you go to sleep. Soon as you're done, like now you're laying on that food overnight, sleeping, not giving your body time to break down and digest it. You don't want to do that. That causes health issues later on in life. You know, and it adds to your body fat percentage. If your body can't break down and burn off this stuff a few hours before bed, then it's going to process it much slower overnight while you're sleeping. So, you know, it's going to add to your body fat and a whole bunch of stuff. So you always want to eat a few hours before bed. So for me, it was business as usual. I ate a few hours before bed. I had ate about 3:30 p.m. that Friday. Went to sleep about 6:30. I want to say 7. So I woke up the next day, and I don't eat breakfast like right away as soon as I wake up. When I wake up, I'm usually like on a 15-hour fast. And I go to the gym on an empty stomach as well. So, you know, I give my body a lot of time to like reset for the most part. It's almost like it's resetting when you give it your body 15-hour blocks to break down, like as a fasting period, intermediate fasting. And then you hit the gym as well. You are cooking at that point. I drink a pre-workout for breakfast in the morning. So I'll wake up after having dinner the previous day at 3:30 p.m. I'll wake up on an empty stomach. First thing I do, you know, is drink my pre-workout. And it's a pre-workout that's good for fat burning as well. It's not like most pre-workouts. It has fat burning agents in it, but they only work if you're active though. You can't just drink that pre-workout and not physically be active and think, oh, this is gonna do it. You know, this is gonna burn everything off because I drink it and that's it. Nah, you gotta drink it before you hit that gym. It's like, it adds to your performance. So I hit the gym about, I want to say, I hit that gym like at 5 a.m. Saturday morning. So I was at the gym for about, I want to say 2 to 3 hours, you know, and the reason I was there that long is because I do calisthenics, you know, a good workout session of calisthenics. Pretty much the same exercise, the same routine that I did in the previous video on my channel. You know, if you want to refer to that video, you'll see the exact workout routine that I did. I started with core, and then I did a full session of calisthenics, about 200 push-ups, 100 dips, and 50 to 100 pull-ups, right? That session takes probably like an hour or so, because I don't rest that long in between each set. So it takes about an hour along with core. If you're not that far advanced in the calisthenics yet, then I would suggest you just go until failure per set, until you can't go any longer, and then give yourself like a 1 or 2 minute rest period in between, and then start your next set until failure. Whether it's 20 reps, 10 reps, or whatever it is that you're doing, just keep doing it until you push your limit on that set. Don't worry about the counting, like 200 push-ups, 100 dips, and 50 to 100 pull-ups. Don't worry about that at this point. But I would suggest you do the session like that. And then when I got done, I hit the treadmill on an incline up to about 400 calories. I was walking on an incline, just going, burning, like sweating. And then every 100 calories, every time I reach 100 calories, I will take it off incline and then up the speed so I can have a light jog, for another 100 calories, have a light jog. I switch it up. And then once I reach another 100 calories, I hit that incline again and start walking for another 100 calories. So, it was like incline walking, 100 calories, jog, 100 calories, incline walking, 100 calories, back to jogging, 100 calories, until I reach 400 calories. So that was the way I offset what I was prepared to do for the 4th of July holiday. And I want to say I was at close to 1,000 calorie deficit, maybe 800, the 800 the least. 800 to 1,000 calorie deficit. Between that calisthenic workout, which will yield you somewhere around 300 calories or so, maybe 100 calories for the core workout, that's about 400. And then 400 calories off of the incline. Off of the treadmill, the cardio, that's about 800 calories. Between that and going 15 hours without eating on an intermediate fast from the previous day, going into that morning, with that type of setup, you also have you also burn calories like after the fact, even when you're not working out, from leaving the gym. That type of workout has post calorie burning effects, along with the pre-workout that I took. Somewhere up there close to 1,000 calories deficit I was in. So that right there, I already knew out the gate. When I get to the fam house, I'm good, man. I'm on 1,000 calorie deficit. My maintenance for weight is about 2,500 calories, it's about 25 to 2,700 calories daily. That's what I can eat every single day to maintain the weight that I'm at, which is 165 pounds. So I already eat about 22 to 2,400 calories a day. So I'm at cutting ranges there. What I'm saying? As if I'm cutting, I'm not maintaining at those ranges. So I eat like that every single day. So I'm already eating under maintenance every day. So when you do that type of workout and that type of setup a day before the holiday, like going into the holiday, if your maintenance is about 25 to 2,700 calories a day, and you start the holiday at 1,000 calorie deficit or 800 calorie deficit, that means your maintenance is going to be somewhere around, if it's 25 to 2,700, it'll be 35 to 3,700. You know what I mean? That you're about to go into the holiday with. So you can eat up to 35 to 3,700 calories worth of whatever and still not scratch the surface on like having a setback in which you're going to like gain weight or something. or lose momentum for what you've been doing, leading up to that. Like you're gonna wake up the next day and not see a difference in your physique at all. You might feel just a little bloated, but if you step on the scale, you may see like a 2 pound, 3 pound calorie, fluctuation, like upwards, but that's just like water weight. It's nothing to like be afraid of. It's nothing to think like, oh man, I messed up. This is for people who are like really, really calorie sensitive, that are like looking at their weight every day. I mean, like this is for you guys. If you want to, feel better going into these holidays and not feeling like guilty or like you're messing up your progress, this is how you should go about it. This is how I go about it, at least. So, whatever you eat at your family's house, if you're at a 3,500 to 3,700 calorie deficit, one of those plates that you eat, it could be, it's going to be somewhere around 2,000 to 2,500 calories probably. And if you're drinking alcohol, you could easily hit 3,000 calories easy on a holiday, maybe 3,500 easy on a holiday. But the good thing about it is you could have a cheat day without doing all of this that I'm talking about. You can have a cheat day upwards of 4,000 calories that one day and still not break the mold in which you gain weight, you know what I'm saying, and you have a setback. The only weight gain you're going to see on the scale is going to be water weight. It's not going to be real weight gain unless you're doing this back to back. If you're doing this like 2-3 days out of your week, 4,000 calorie days, yeah, you're gonna gain weight and you're gonna mess up your progress. But you can afford to do that once a day. If you're eating 2,200 calories a day, like consistently throughout your weeks, you can afford a 4,000 calorie day once a week and not have a setback in weight gain or anything like that. So imagine if you take this approach for a holiday, knowing that you take this approach for a holiday, you're gonna definitely be at a major advantage going into, the festivities with your family, in which you can be rest assured that you're not messing up your progress, you know what I'm saying, or having a major setback. So just keep that in mind. Like, that's how I go about it. So that's just something, a little secret weapon I'll, throw you guys' way, for these holidays. And you only need to do that one day, bro. Like, you don't need to do that 2 days. Sometimes I do it 2 days. So I'll do it like the 4th of July was on Friday. The 4th of July was on Saturday. So I did that Friday going into Saturday. And then after the holiday, I woke up like after the holiday, after I ate Saturday night, I did it again going into Sunday. 15-hour intermediate fasting with the mean workout. With the mean workout and 400 calorie cardio session. Just because I'm used to it, man. Like so I say, why not? Why not? I'm already operating like that, so why not keep it? It's almost like flexing at that point. Just flexing, bro. Just to do it. So you only need one of those, man. That's it. And even like I say, and even without it, you'll still be good for a holiday. So don't feel guilty or like you're messing up your progress, or don't let it throw you off where you feel like you messed things up or something. And now, you got to work so much harder to get back on track. It's not that deep. The secret is consistency. Consistency on this journey, you're able, it'll afford you those luxuries to do a holiday like the one in which I just did, without even doing the prepping, like the 15-hour intermediate fasting and going from the previous night going into the holiday, and then the 400 calorie cardio. You wouldn't even have to do all that, but this is just for my folks that are like super on it, and want to feel like, you know, impenetrable going into the holiday. Then that's how you handle it. You know what I mean? All right, let's move on over here. All right, Rebels, so that's my spill for the day. I'm gonna tap in with y'all later. Remember, stay disciplined, stay convicted, and stay consistent, all right? I'll holla at y'all.
I just bought a bag of Yoda. I'm going Mando. I just bought a bag of Yoda. I'm going Jedi.